Hello Australia, welcome to episode 749 of The Couch. Let me tell you who's on the show today. Talking Fit with Hala and the ladies from Club Fiesta. They do a little bit of boxing for you. I hope that demonstration wasn't too harsh. Talking Health with Dr. Joe. We talk about people's mental health and well-being. 24-hour play generator is back for 2023. We talk to the people from the WA Youth Theatre Company. Stay tuned. Youth Jam Radio are in today. We're talking to Jack about being a presenter for Drive and afternoons and weekends on Youth Jam. We'll tell you a lot more about that later. Later, we talk to the brother and sister who are the team called 12 Parsec. They are the band. They are performing for us today live on the set, and later we'll have a bit of a chat and sneak preview to what they're all about. And talking music with Demelza Leonard at the end of the show. Hope you can stick around all around Australia, C31, C44 and Foxtel. The Couch starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. You can see it from your house. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh, oh, oh.
Welcome back to The Couch to all our fantastic crew that are back from leave. Abby on the floor and Alec on sound and Aref on DA, Adrian our director and all our camera crew, of course, Lucas, Josh, Kapil and Tess. And we've got a trainee today called Susie. Thank you very much. But first, it's time to throw to our very special presenter who's been with us for many, many years, Nisha Seth, talking to Dr. Joe. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Fred. It's been an absolute pleasure for all of those years. And so on The Couch, we love to focus on health. And Dr. Joe has been on The Couch for a really long time, as well as me. And Dr. Joe talks to us about some of the most important health challenges here, not just in Western Australia, but in Australia as well, which is really important. Welcome back to The Couch, Dr. Joe.
Good to be with you, Nisha.
Now, there are a couple of key topics that we like to focus on, and I think we talk about them, occasionally throughout the year, but particularly at the moment, I think there's some studies around stress management and also loneliness. But let's start with stress management. Why is this kind of something we should focus on at the moment?
Look, work out, I think it was America, has been looking at the impact of stress on biological age. And I think it's fair to say if somebody looks under stress, that you might think, gee, you look like you've aged a few years. I mean, it's metaphorical, but that effect. But it's been shown that stress does impact the telomeres, which are the tail end part of our DNA. And it's been worked out that as these telomeres shorten, that's part of what causes us to get older. And that, and as the cells age, eventually even the cells age, because keeping in mind what you see today, like what the people on the show, watching TV see as us, and even if they look in the mirror, 2 years ago, 99% of that was not there. All the atoms, all the molecules have all turned over. So we're in constant turnover, even though we look the same. So if that process is impacted and the DNA doesn't replicate quite as well and the telomeres are affected, that influences aging. The good news is that it's not a one-way street. If we look to manage our stress, then we can't always absolutely reverse it, although there is some work that's been done that suggests that that is also possible. But certainly what can be done is the process can be slowed down, and that is key. But even separate to that, put all that to one side. I mean, stress is a major issue in our society. And, it's a bit obvious to point out that the 3 years of COVID were extremely hard on a large number of people. They weren't able to see family and friends. They lost their jobs. They lost their livelihoods. A lot of problems in all age groups. Children were sort of, not able to go to school. And we're seeing now, particularly in America, not as much in Australia, but in America, a delayed speech in a lot of children because they were masking 2-year-olds in the United States. I mean, seriously, I don't even know how you get them to stay on. But even now, a lot of people are under load. We've got high inflation, high energy costs, interest rates are going up. Again, the economy is not going as well as we'd like it to. That is all stressful. So people really need to be thinking about, well, what can I do to manage my stress? some things are outside your control. And the big first question to ask yourself is, what aspects are within my control and which aren't? And I think
Locus
there's
of control,
a
very
really
good.
old adage, I don't know how many hundred years it goes back, something like, Lord, give me the wisdom, the ability to manage what I can, to accept what I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, okay, we can't change the weather, but we can take an umbrella outside if it's raining. So getting enough sleep, listening to some calming apps or meditations, drinking plenty of water, cutting down on the sugary processed foods, and doing some regular exercise. And look, to my dying day, I will have real issues with those who stopped exercise during the pandemic, because we know that exercise is not only good for stress management, but it's good for your immune system. And you stop people exercising, you do them a really major health disservice.
And being a doctor, a medical professional, it's really important that people have a baseline understanding of where they sit, right, with both their physical and their psychological health. So they can get a bit of a roadmap perhaps in place of where am I now and where do I need to be?
Yeah.
Yep.
And look, you can only start from where you're at. And probably the biggest one for that is often with people with weight. Well, I want to lose weight. Fine. Okay. But you've got to have a start point.
Yeah.
And you've got to think, well, how did I get to this point? And if I don't want to stay at this point, what do I need to do to change? I want to get fitter. All right. What am I doing at the moment? What needs to change? What can I influence that can change?
And I just saw a HBF ad actually, which was keep on, because I think, they're obviously great propagators of health, but it's quite often we all get a little bit disheartened when we're trying to lose weight or something else and we just don't seem to be doing it.
Look, it is true. And then that comes back to that question, well, if I'm not getting the outcome that I want, I think Einstein and maybe other people have said it before, the definition of insanity is trying to do the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different outcome.
Yeah.
So if I've followed diet plan A and I haven't lost 1 kilo, and repeating diet plan A is probably not going to work. I'm going to need to find a different way to go about it. So accepting that it's not about right or wrong, it doesn't make you a bad person, it's fine, it's a learning. If we don't succeed, and failure is part of life, it's an inevitable part of life. If we don't want to fail at anything, then we can't ever do anything. It's a learning. You can learn and think, well, what didn't work for me and what can I do differently next time?
So what can you transition to rather than see it as a failure maybe?
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit now, talking about transition, about loneliness. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. Look, again, interesting work out of the United States, and often in Australia we are similar to, but sort of not quite as bad as the US. The former Surgeon General there, Vivek Murthy, has written a book about what he's describing as an epidemic of loneliness, which he said was being worsened by COVID but was developing before that. And the Surgeon General's office in the US has done some work. Now, exactly how they do this, I'm not sure, and you always have to put little question marks over it. But they've said that loneliness, in terms of impact on all-cause mortality, is the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes per day.
Wow.
Now that's major, even if it's 10. And again, how exactly they work it out, I can't comment on that. But that it is to that extent, and the amount of effort that goes into, at least on the surface, trying to tell people to stop smoking, I think be more sort of talk than actual help. But put that to one side. Look, we know of people that human beings are social creatures, and this has been since the year dot. If you look at in nature, primates work in groups, human beings the same. The hunter-gatherer civilized communities, it wasn't just one hunter. You had a group of hunters and you had a group of gatherers, and they all worked together. And it's a human need. Vivek Murthy says, if you're feeling lonely, and being alone, like you might choose to live alone, that's not the same as being lonely. You can live with 5 other people and be very lonely.
Absolutely.
So two very, very different concepts. But that feeling lonely is a bit like feeling hungry or thirsty. It's the body, or tired. The body is telling you that there is a need for your body
like
or
the
your
hungry
system.
ghost. Have you heard of Gabor Mato's work?
That is required. And look, unfortunately, at present in society, the idea of reaching out and making contact with people, everybody's wandering around on tenterhooks in case they get accused of something or another. But with family or friends, if you haven't seen them for a while, you're concerned about, give them a ring. Maybe drop in unannounced. Make contact. Just try to do your best as best you can. You can only do what you can do. As best you can, keep those communication channels open, and just if you can, touch base with people who you might think, I'm not quite sure how they're doing. Can I help in some way?
So we want to connect with our trusted networks, but if not, we don't have those already, then connect with groups that maybe we've heard about as well. Dr. Joe, always really informative. Where can we find out more?
Look, I think people can always go to the website at drjoetoday.com, and there's a newsletter that comes out once a month, and it's got my sort of thoughts on the world there if people are interested to read. And from there you can log on to the Twitter as well.
Thank you. Always so valuable, all of your insights, and we'll look forward to having you back on the couch very soon.
Good, thanks, Nisha.
Of course, if you've missed any of that, you can go to thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page, but for now it's back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Nisha. Dr. Joe, just a quick question without notice. Experts from the Department of Health are now telling people to go and get their COVID injections, and they're also saying get your flu injections before winter because they're predicting a fifth wave. From a doctor, what do you think?
Look, I wouldn't make any comment on the fifth wave. I think every prediction of doom and gloom has not come to pass.
Yes.
I think it's a really important point that if you look at the ATAGI recommendations, it says for people over the age of 65, a fifth shot is recommended. Under the age of 65, unless you have some chronic illness or condition, they're saying it is available, but they're not saying it's recommended. So people need to have the discussion with their doctor under the age of 65 as to whether or not they should be having that, because there's a really, really big difference between recommended and available.
And flu shots?
Flu shots, again, it's the time of year, same every year. For those people, again, over the age of 65 or with chronic conditions, it's recommended. For everybody else, it's an option.
See your doctor for more information. Thank you, Dr. Joe. Always a vessel of great information as well. And thanks to Nisha as well. You've helped her out with her personal issues as well. It's wonderful that she uses the show.
This is great.
She uses our show just to help her in her life. We're going to do a bit of exercise because being fit can actually help your mental health as well and well-being. And Hala and the ladies are here, so pay attention to what she's got to tell you. And if you want to be an instructor, get in touch with them. Over to you, Hala.
Thank you, Fred. Hi, everyone. My name is Hala, and I'm from Club Fiesta. Welcome to our Talking Fit segment. Now, as you all know, exercise, it is so important for your mind, for your body, and it's also very crucial to live a long and healthy life. And some people might find exercise as a little bit like a chore. This is where Club Fiesta comes in. Club Fiesta is a dance, fitness, exercise program that is designed for everyone. It's like a party without having the hangover. All right, so you go into a class, we turn all the lights off, put the disco lights on, and have fun and have a great workout at the same time. It is really, really exciting stuff happening, guys. So if you want to check out any of our classes, please head to our website, clubfiesta.com.au, and you can check us out there. Also, because we are expanding all over Australia and all over the world, we would love you to join us and become part of a Club Fiesta instructor. If you are interested, please head to our website as well and check us out there. Now, you can register 100% online. You can train online, or you can check out any of our face-to-face workshops, which we're so excited about. We're going to have one next week, which is going to be at the Craigie Leisure Centre, and that's going to be on Sunday, the 28th of May. So we'd love you to join us then. Or, again, we've got really, really exciting stuff happening, guys. We are coming to Queensland for the first time ever. So we're going to have 2 workshops there and 4 pop-up classes first week of June. If you're interested, head to our website. Now, as you know, Club Fiesta is so versatile, and we've got a lot of mixtures of different exercises. Today, we're going to be showing you a boxing segment. So I've got my team with me today. I've got the lovely Tash, lovely Amanda, Debs, and the lovely Christine. We're all lovely. And I'm lovely. All right. So without further ado, we're going to get started. Are you ready to do it with us? Roll the music. Let's go. Nice and strong. Guards up. Here we go. Wait for it. Wait for the beat. We love the music loud. Here we go. Single, single, double. Hey, hey. Oh, yes. All right. We're going to punch it. Hop. Up. We're going to hook it up. And then, boom. Let's go again. 4 punches. 4 uppercuts. 4 hooks. Stay strong. Let's go. Hop. Oh, yes. Feeling powerful. All about empowering. All about the strength. Energy. More. Here we go. Hey. Whoa. That's it. Elbows in. Get low. Sweep it. Coming up. Knee and punch. Go. Boom. Shot. Hey. That's it. Now check out the girls in the back for the options. All right. No need to jump. That's it. 2, 1. Come on down. Hold. Oh, yes. Nice. Are you ready? Guards up. Punch. Up high. Hey. Beautiful. Strength and power. You got it. Hey. What do you say? Hey, that's it. Make some noise. Oh, yeah. To the side. Go. 4. And check this. Woo! Oh, yes. Let's go. Whoa. Hup, hup. Strong first. Make it strong. Boom. To the front. 4. All right, here we go. You. Switch arms. Yes. I know you're doing it with us. 1 more. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Little bit of capoeira happening. Let's speed it up. Stay low. Strong arms, strong legs. You know we're getting, it's getting hot in here. Check this. Here we go. Punch forward, punch up. Hey, boom. Switch it. Nice. Woo. Let's go. Hey, boom. Time to add some strength. Let's go. You are you. Hook him up. Boom. Up. Woo. Yeah, you are. All right, bring it in, bring it in. Boom. Jab it down, punch it. Woo. And hey. Pound it. 2 more. Whoop. Hey. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Breathing here. My name is Hala from Club Fiesta. My team with me today. If you're interested in joining a class, check out our website, clubfiesta.com.au. If you want to become an instructor, check us out again. Come to the workshops, face-to-face, 100% online. Queensland, we're coming for you in June. Thank you so much for having us, Fred. Back to you.
Thank you, Hala, and Queensland. Remember, they're coming for you in June. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break. We're talking about Youth Jam Radio. We've also got 12 past 6 and 24-hour generator is back. We'll tell you more straight after this. See you then. Welcome back to the couch. Of course, 24-hour generator 2023 is back again at the Subiaco Arts Centre. To talk about that, we're talking to a couple of people from the Youth Theatre Company here in WA, and to talk to them, a budding new actress, Nisha Seth. Over to you, Nisha.
Thank you, Fred. You're also complimentary, but I'm not sure about that when I'm sitting next to a trained actor, or 2 trained actors actually, apologies. But it's always great to have 2 very creative people on the couch. Improvisation is actually a huge part of life, right? And the 24-hour generator, this is an amazing day, if you like, or 24 hours. Yeah. Jesse, maybe you can talk to us, because you're one of the key writers.
Yes.
Talk to us about the day and what it involves.
Yeah, so it's broken into 2 days. Usually we run it Friday 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then Saturday 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. However, this year we're separating it over a week, so it'll be Saturday and then the following Saturday.
Okay.
The writing is quite a therapeutic experience, in my opinion. It's quite relaxing. The Waitco staff are quite supportive. They will give you food, give you drinks, different locations to suit the writer's needs. This is heavily contrasted with the acting phase, where the directors work as well. And as Dion, as an actor, you're acting this year.
Yeah.
It's quite tense.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, so building the ship while it's sailing, you guys are busy writing, but then the actors, of course, are trying to obviously simultaneously learn their lines and get on stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Like as Jesse said, we start there at 7 a.m., do a quick breakfast. We meet a lot of the actors that we're acting that night with on the day.
Wow, so you have to
Yeah.
really make those connections quickly. Gosh, we should talk to Dr. Joe about connection later.
Yeah, we meet them. Then, since we haven't been given or pre-cast casted. We're still like running through the whole play multiple times, trying to figure out who should be what character. Then we'll get one run through on stage. Then we spend a few hours rehearsing, trying to memorize lines. Then we get one final run through with the actual cues and lighting and everything. And then we just hope and pray for the best. So
Amazing. And so you guys are obviously in the same field but doing different disciplines within that 24-hour focus, and you said it was split across a couple of weeks. But what are some of the great benefits of being involved as creatives in this?
You can speak to that. Yeah.
So I feel like as an actor, we have more limited opportunities living in Perth compared to the eastern states or overseas. And so, especially when you're new to the industry, it's a wonderful opportunity to start to work with industry professionals. Like I remember last year, during my first year as an actor, well, first year in 24 Hour, I was introduced to really good directors who like helped me hone in on my skill. And you also get to pick their brains, as well as the writers and sound techs and lighting technicians and other actors as well who are a bit more experienced. So it's a wonderful growth opportunity.
Fantastic. So you're kind of networking and playing out your skills at the same time.
Yeah, many hats for the day.
And Jessie, you mentioned earlier that it was quite a therapeutic experience writing. Explain
Yes.
a bit more about that.
Well, I guess because you have 12 hours to write. I mean, it's only a 10-minute piece, so there's quite a lot of time to perfect it. And I think they have dramaturgs walking around, and I think
Dramaturgs?
Yes.
What's a dramaturg?
This is a very controversial topic. I've done a whole essay about it as well. There's no like one definition for a dramaturg, but essentially they're the professionals on the script, on everything you need to know. I think that's the best way to put it. And so they'll walk around and read your script, give you advice, and sometimes it doesn't make sense outside of the writer's brain, so it's good to get a second opinion.
Interesting. So that's like, I always have to bring it back to psychology, but if you guys are all maybe having a bit of a debate about which direction you want the script to go, does a dramaturg kind of come in and
Yeah,
help
I mean,
steer?
ultimately it's the writer's choice, but it's always good to have that other opinion.
Okay, great. And being involved for a number of years, what's some of the feedback been when the audience has come and watched you guys?
A lot of laughs.
Yeah, definitely. I think the main part is everyone knows that it's only been 24 hours of work, so they're quite lenient. They don't expect a Hollywood-style performance, you know. So, yeah, it's good fun. Everyone enjoys it.
Excellent. And Dion, you mentioned earlier that, you know, this part of this process in Western Australia, we don't get as much probably engagement or even potentially funding as well in the industry. We have so much talent. So what are we looking for today in terms of assistance?
Today, our whole point of being here really is to hopefully ask the majority of the audience listening in to go fund us. It's about bringing more investment into the art sector through youth engagement and through specifically the Western Australia Theatre Company, so that hopefully you can sort of help us grow our art sector in Perth.
That's wonderful. And Dion and Jessie, it's always great, as I mentioned earlier, having creatives on the show, because we know on this show we have a lot of health professionals as well, and we know the arts helps us express ourselves. It's good for our well-being as well. So what's coming up next for you guys?
Well, this year's Play Generator is the most recent thing.
Yep.
We do weekly workshops as members of junior and senior ensemble. I'm not really sure what our main event would be. It would probably be the end of year showcase, but the 24-hour Play Generator is mainly the highlight because it's open to the public.
Excellent. That's beautiful. And what would you say to budding actors in Western Australia at the moment to get involved with you guys?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's scary taking the first leap, but I think Waitco is very supportive of a diverse group of young people. I mean, everyone's welcome. It's
Beautiful.
a safe space to express yourself, find yourself, really.
Well, hopefully I can make it this year. I know Grace last year came on the show, and it was amazing last year too, I heard as well. Now, where do we go to actually get some tickets or find out more?
You go straight to the website. You can go to waitco.com and just scroll down. You'll find 24-hour Play Generator, and then all the information will be there for you guys.
Jessie, Dion, thank you so much for coming on the couch. We'll look forward to having you back on, and can tell from both of your energy that you're amazing at what you do. So I look forward to seeing you again. Of course, if you've missed any of those details, don't worry, because we'll have them on thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page as well. We're back to you now, Fred.
Thank you very much, Nisha. We've got the brother and sister band called 12 Past 6 performing an original song, their brand new song. It's called Off My Shoulders. Here they are, centre stage.
Wake up, think about you all the time. walking in my mind. Your voice, always hear it in my ear. Tell me, how good does it feel to get this off your shoulders? Yeah, how good does it feel to get it off your shoulders? Searching, looking for a reason why. It don't matter just how hard I try. Screaming, calling, though you can't hear. Tell me, how good does it feel to get this off your shoulders? Yeah, how good does it feel to get it off your shoulders? Don't wanna feel like this no more. Full of emotion to the core. Inside my heart's a civil war. Alright. Tell me, how good does it feel to get this off your shoulders? Yeah, how good does it feel to get it off your shoulders?
How good does it
Shoulders, your shoulders, your shoulders.
Thank you very much to Georgia and Riley. We're going to have a chat to them and find out more about 12 past 6 after the break in segment 3. Stick around for that one. We'll talk to you guys later. Now, earlier on, we were talking to the people from the 24-hour play generator that's back again for 2023. And I think we may have forgotten to give you the date. 10th of June 2023 is when the event will be held. The details are on the screen right now. So it is the 10th of June 2023 at the Subiaco Arts Centre. So thank you very much to those guys. And I said we'd pass that on as well. Time now to talk another youth topic. It is, of course, Youth Jam Radio. They've been around many, many years. And with us today is one of the announcers and big stars of the future in radio. His name is Jack Shaw. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
It is great to be here.
Jack, tell me a little bit about yourself and why did you get into radio?
Well, I was invited. It was relatively out of the blue. I wasn't too sure about radio as a career, and with my school there wasn't any pathways towards it, but getting into the radio once I got into it, because I thought, you know what, it seems like a cool thing to do, let's try it, plus I can brag to my friends. Big bragging rights with that one. When I got actually into the radio path, it became very apparent to me how much is going into radio, but also how cool it is to do it and how enjoyable it is meeting all these new people.
Youth Jam Radio.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that. What's it all about?
Well, being founded in 2017, 1st of March, we have been striving for a place or a platform for youth's opinions, so for youth to talk in. We play best music, so our thing is made by youth for youth, and we play the best music. So best music 24/7. We play 24/7 whenever you can, so you can tune in whenever you want on our website or some of the apps. We have www.youthjam.com.au, or you can tune in.
So
tune in.
When you join Youth Jam, you get in touch with them through the email, of course.
Yep.
They recruit you in. Do you get a little bit of training?
Oh, you get lots of training.
So how do you get taught how to talk on radio?
Is
there a style?
You practice. So the main way is we have the start, beginning, and end. So they're called the. There's the start before, so you back announce and then you have the chatting and then forward announce, so what's about to happen. You get trained in everything there is to know about that, so you go the different bits. So if I were to do a practice segment and the song was,
tell me how you
say it was Friends, Justin Bieber, you'd go, good afternoon, if it was the afternoon, so good afternoon, listening to Jack Shaw on Youth Jam with the weekend show. That was Friends by Justin Bieber. We're going to be having a quick chat about this coming up very soon, but for now we're going to be playing the best music with this.
Do you ever make mistakes?
All the time.
And what do you do?
You
Hide
ignore
under
it.
the table?
So you don't, sometimes you can acknowledge it, but you don't want to dawdle on it. So you
Now,
want
are
to
you
leave it.
televised at the same time, or do you have a webcam, or is it just
No, so it's just
on-
radio. You can't see us, but you can hear us.
And now,
It's-
explain to the people, it's streaming, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you
so-
stream on the website. People
Yep.
can actually...
They can tune in on the website.
tune
We
in.
also have an app, which isn't available for Apple users. It's on the Play Store at the moment. We haven't made a Apple Store, I think it is, version. You can also use other apps. There's TuneIn Radio and some others that I'm unfamiliar with that you can tune in.
Well, let's talk about your show.
Yeah.
When can we hear you?
Well, I air 10 through 3, but I'm talking 10 till 2. So 10 till 11 is the Gaming United show, which I started 2.5 years ago. So when
What's
I
that all
started-
about? What do you get to hear on that show?
Well, it's gaming, so that one's a pretty obvious
Gaming
one.
as in
Yep.
computer games.
Computer
Right.
game. It could be computer, could be console games, essentially.
Great.
We talk about news, so what's happening, what's happened the past week, or if we missed a segment last time, we talk about it like just after, whatever. So whatever's important. So the Legend of Zelda game came out.
Yep.
So we talk about that. So that and why you should get it. What someone did something really interesting this weekend. I can't remember for the life of me.
Yep.
But it was a really interesting topic. So we spoke about that. Had a great chat about that. We also say 4 games that come out throughout the week. So whatever games you should look forward to that are coming out, like really looked forward to.
What days can we catch you? Do you do something during the week and also on the weekends?
So Saturdays, and then we sometimes we have to fill in for other shows.
Yep.
So I will often fill in for Drive Show,
Yep.
Which is 3 till 6 weekdays.
Is it a hard thing doing a drive show? Because drive is usually current affairs and news.
Yeah,
How hard is that for
being
you?
16 and trying to
Yep.
get that kind of content
Yeah.
is.
Do you like that sort of content, or do you find you get
Well,
used to it?
I can like it. At first, nothing like me, because 13 years old, which I would have been around
Yeah.
when I started, 13 years old, hearing about some guy going to the pub and doing something bad, you don't really
Yep.
like
It's
that, but
not
you
in
get
your
used to it.
demographics, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
But I guess when you're on radio and you're doing a drive show, you're trying to be, I guess you're
trying to adapt
associating.
to the content,
You're adapting
yeah.
to the young audience that you cater for. Now, 16 to 25 is what your demographics are.
16,
at Youth Jam.
13 to 25, yeah.
You play a lot of music. You do a lot of talk shows as well.
Yeah.
It's 24 hours a day, you were saying.
Correct, 24/7,
fantastic.
365.
If I had to ask you, what are the terrible things about doing radio? Is there anything that you could sort of come up with?
Okay, on top of the spot, not really. There isn't a lot to hate, except for like internet issues. It's not a
when
lot
it
to do with
doesn't
the
work.
actual station, just the internet that drops out because
But
we're
that's like
an
everything.
online
It's a
station. So
technical thing,
yeah,
isn't
it's
So-
technical difficulties become an issue.
Are you always looking for new presenters? If there's people out there,
Yes, we
young
are always
people,
looking
through
for people to
Camera 2
hire.
here, tell people why they should get involved and contact Youth Jam.
We are a youth station, so made for youth, by youth, and we are looking for more staff to always come help out. Plus, you could get a great career out of it. I know I'm enjoying it. I always enjoy this kind of thing. You'll meet great people. We've had Mark McGowan on a few times. Might not be someone you care about at this age, but it is a impressive achievement saying I've met Mark McGowan at the age of like 16, 13.
What was he like?
I didn't get to meet him.
Ah, you missed out.
Yeah,
He's a nice
unfortunately,
man.
yeah.
He's a good premier.
I did unfortunately not get to meet him, but he is great. So, I heard a lot about it. It was
Where would you
awesome.
like to be? I know you're 16 now. Say in about 5 years, where would you like to be working?
5 years, I'd be 21, so saying 6PR maybe?
6PR, talkback.
Yeah.
Try another 30 years, I think, on top of that.
I don't know
You'd
what
be
you're talking
too young,
about.
but you never know.
100%
Maybe a
get it.
youth program on 6PR. You never know.
Yeah,
They might
always
change
start
the way we
something new.
operate. Look, fantastic. Tell us the website. If people want more information about Youth Jam or get involved.
www.youthjam.com.au.
And what time can we catch you again on Saturday?
10 till 2.
Beautiful. That is, of course, Jack Shaw. He's one of the presenters on Youth Jam Radio. We'd love you to support them. Check them out. Thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you for having me on.
We're going to take a break on the couch. We're talking about a fantastic topic with Penny. It's called the Song Story Project. We had them on before. We're going to update what's happening with them. We'll see you at the other side of this break. See you then. am very excited today. Penny Reynolds is back in the studio with us today, and she's talking to Nisha. That's the only downfall. She's not talking to me. And we love to sing together. And we're going to tell you about the Song Story Project. Again, we thought we'd have her back because it's such a great project. Over to you, Nisha, and you can't get involved. So me and Penny singing.
Thank you so much, Fred. Yes, I'll leave the singing to both of you. I've seen how talented that they are.
Oh, Lord.
Penny, nice to meet you on the couch.
Thank you for having me. It's really lovely to be here.
And I do feel very privileged being allowed to do your interview.
Privilege is all mine.
So the Song Story Project, I think, really captures a lot of people's hearts because it's a little bit about legacy and really honouring people's stories,
Absolutely.
but through a really creative medium. Tell us a bit about the project.
Okay, so the project is all about sharing music and memories. So I work with communities, and I work with in small groups with people, and we have these fabulous things called song chat sessions. And in that session, I ask people, is there a song that takes you to a special place or a time or a person or an event or even just a feeling? And is there a story behind that song?
So it's quite visceral in nature.
Yeah.
Tell us about your background, because I think this is a real key to the city in terms of explaining why you're doing or how you're doing what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah, okay. So I've spent a good 20 years being a professional theatrical singer, so opera, music theatre, concert, oratorio. I've sung with orchestras around Australia and in Europe, and I trained in America. So I've had a pretty fun time with that, and I feel very, very lucky to have had that experience. And that was for a certain genre and for a certain audience. But I've always had just a great love of song and reaching right back. I think in another lifetime I could have been a 20s, 30s, 40s singer. And I love that music, and I really wanted to get down to the grassroots of why music affects us so much. It affects people, it makes you feel things, and so this project has kind of been cooking in my head for quite a while, and then it finally got out into the world in 2021, and it's really exciting to see where it's going and to see people open up about stories and songs that they haven't thought about in a long time, and that they didn't necessarily think people were going to be interested in their story, but absolutely totally interested in all stories that come forth. And some of the songs are just amazing things, amazing songs that I wouldn't have come across otherwise.
So it's really interesting because we had the WAU Theatre Company on earlier, and
Yeah.
they were talking about the 24-hour, game or play generator.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about is more in depth in the sense of, you've got your masters in music too, so you're not taking 24 hours. However, what you're doing, and I'm just, because she's very humble, I have to entice this out of her, is the song chats. It's a really in-depth process. You're really understanding, letting it sink in, and then being able to create something that is so special for someone who otherwise wouldn't tell their story.
So the people that choose to be generous enough to share their stories with me, they become my honoured guests at our live shows, because it's for them, and it's like seeing this community or organisation through the lens of song. So we look at personal histories through lots of different lenses, but this is through the lens of song, and it's just really beautiful to see people share their stories with others, and there's just some hilarious stories that come out, some very heartfelt, some very sad, and you can see people just go right back. You can see while they're telling the story, they're just going right back.
So that in itself is probably therapeutic. But
Yeah.
what's some of the other feedback been in terms of when you've had someone sitting, like you said, someone who's shared their story, sitting and actually listening to their song?
I think when we, one of the projects that we did, and there was a photographer at the show, and it's just because me as the performer, I know who has told me the stories, and I can usually see in the audience where they are. But I don't ever personalise the stories, because I don't want to, show, highlight who has spoken. It's just part of your community, part of your organisation.
It's got safety to it. It's great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. People have trusted me, and I repay that trust. So but just it's so beautiful to see people's faces light up when that's my song, and yeah, just the smiles are very big. There's just so much joy, which is beautiful.
That's lovely. So you're really giving back at this time in your career as well. Just quickly tell us about who actually, you've got a creative team, don't you? So you do have a lot of other professionals that work with you. Tell us about them.
Well, I do have colleagues that help me do the live show. So I do all the facilitation of the song chat sessions, and then I take all these song stories and I have to think a lot about how to incorporate as many songs as possible, and then develop the script around it. And then I go to my dear professional colleagues and say, so this is what we need to do in about 4 weeks' time. And everybody's really busy, and so they humour me and say, okay, and so we'd have this big back and forth. I need this song, and which keys are we going to do it, and who's going to sing it. And it's the ability to be given a piece of music and go, right, I need you to perform this very soon, because singing's a very physical thing and it needs to be in the body as before you perform.
So how are you funded at the moment? Because this sounds like an amazing process, but it takes a lot of time and energy.
It does. At the moment, I'm partnering with local government, which is great, and they have community development grants, which have been fabulous. Another organisation called ABAC, Australian Business Enterprise Centre, have funded me as well, and of course, Department of Local Government and Culture and the Arts. However, you know, I'm so excited to see where this goes, and I would love to partner with organisations who would see this as so beneficial to their people, as like a gift to their people, and to showcase a lot of the time the older members of their communities.
Well, and it's intellectual property, right, in the behavioural sense, hearing the story. So I think there's a lot of organisations that may be listening, or charities or groups. How do they get in contact with you? I'm going to talk about a show you've got coming up, but quickly, how do they get in contact with you if they do want to actually find out more?
Well, they can go to the website, songstoryproject.com.au, and they can email me. That is the best way to do it. Otherwise, we're also on LinkedIn and on Facebook, Song Story Project on Facebook, so you can message me that way. So,
Beautiful. And you've got, just quickly, 26th of May, you have something coming up in Kalamunda.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
This Friday morning. It's very exciting. So we have our live show from, so all the beautiful song stories from the people of Kalamunda. But we also have morning tea, which is a really important part of it.
Everyone there.
So it gets everyone there and gets everyone chatting, and they'll have a soundtrack running during morning tea with some of the songs that didn't quite, we can't do them all in the show. So that's really nice. And then, the show starts at 11.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Penny, for joining us on the couch.
Oh,
I'm sure that you'll come back on.
Yeah.
Fred absolutely was waiting to sing with you. I'm sure he'll do that at some point. The Song Story Project, fantastic initiative. If you've missed any of those details, thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page. But we'll see you soon, Penny. Have a great time on Friday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much. And as they say, music makes the world go round. It makes you happy. There's something about music. Get involved. Give Penny a call or write to her and get involved in this fantastic Song Story Project. Hopefully we'll have her back on the couch. We'll sing one time together. I'm sure we will. And Nisha can join in the harmonies, I guess. But centre stage is O'Reilly and Georgia. They are, of course, 12 past X. I got them back in because I know there's a lot of young people out there that maybe want to do the same thing as they're doing. But I thought, thank you guys for coming back to us. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
I'm 12, I'm in year 7 at school, and I've been playing drums for about 6 years now.
I'm Riley, I'm 14 in year 9, and I've been playing guitar for about 10 years and singing for as long as I can remember, really.
Well done, guys. Tell me a little bit about your band, 12 past 6.
Well, we started the band about 2 years ago after we performed a Led Zeppelin song at a local community event. The song was shared and it went pretty viral, so we thought, you know what, let's start a band.
It must be really hard juggling being at school, being 12 and 14 and being in the band. How do you manage it all?
Well, we managed to juggle it, but it's so much fun. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and particularly doing it with Riley. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. You both get along really well. Tell me a little bit about your music. What's the style?
We'd probably best describe our music as alternative rock. We started out playing classic rock covers, but we've been writing a bunch of originals now, and those would probably be alternative rock.
Well, talking about singles and originals, tell us about the one that you've just released.
So our debut single, Off My Shoulders, was released last month. We had a single launch for it the week after it was released, which we sold out, which was pretty cool. And if any of you guys want to go check out the song, it's on Spotify. It's called Off My Shoulders.
Now, that's fantastic to catch it online and buy it, but where can we catch you performing if lots of young people want to get involved?
You can catch us at Night Owl in Morley on the 26th of May.
And on the 16th of June, we're going to be at the Rosemount Hotel.
Now, you're 12 and 14, but look ahead 5 years from now. Where would you like to be?
Oh, in 5 years, I'd love to have, 2 or 3 albums out, be touring the world,
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Now, be honest here. Is it hard working together being brother and sister?
Definitely not. If anything, it makes it that much easier. We can read each other when we play really well.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
it's
know
so good.
how we play very well, having to live with each other.
You say that that's a bad thing.
All right, no more fighting, guys. Who's the boss? Who writes all the music?
It's pretty much a joint effort, really.
So he sort of writes the guitar rhythm, he comes up with one, and then I just sort of put drums to it, I come up with some drum beats or whatever, and then...
And lyrics, we both write them together normally.
Yeah.
You've just recently won a fantastic award. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that one?
So we performed at a Battle of the Bands on the 13th of May at the Muster Perth, which we won, which was pretty sick.
It was really
Got
cool.
to play in front of a really big crowd on a really big stage.
Yeah, so we played a country song, and we also adapted a song to have a bit of a country spin on it too.
Yeah.
Guys, tell us a little bit about your online presence. How do we catch you online?
Instagram
At 12 Parsecs Band.
and Facebook.
At 12 Parsecs Band Official.
Well done, guys. Thank you for being on the show today. You are going to perform for us another original at the end of the show. Thank you for being here today. Can you play us out to the break with something a little bit funky and sick?
Certainly. Mana mana. Mana mana. Mana mana.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram and YouTube.
Well, welcome back to The Couch. Nice to have your company today. Let me welcome Demelza Leonard, new to the ABC afternoon program. On what day
So
can
you
we
got
catch
the
you on the
scoop,
ABC?
Don't you? Thursdays.
Thursdays,
Every
what
Thursday,
time?
5:40.
Right here in Perth, or stream it online as well.
Yes.
Demelza, we have got heaps to talk about today,
We
and
do.
they've already said to me you're out of time, but that's
Oh,
okay.
great.
The Village People cease and desist with Donald Trump. Isn't
Yes.
everybody cease and desisting with
They
him?
are. Well, this is really interesting because there's been a cover band that has played at Mar-a-Lago Estate
Yeah.
that he's had perform at some party, and Village People have caught wind of it under what's called the Lanham Act, which protects against the unauthorised use of an artist's image or their trade dress. They have used this and said you must stop utilising this particular cover band. And, you know, there are people out there who are probably like, oh, hold on, but Trump's used their music in the past. They've tolerated it, but now they're saying enough is enough. We do not endorse you.
Stop
we do not
doing
want to be associated with you. So
You do
cut it
realise
out.
Trump's not the type of person you can ever stop doing anything. He always
No,
puts
he's a
his
bit like
money.
Clive Palmer, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he thinks money's more important than the law. But
Exactly.
let's hope the Village People have a win over him.
Yes, well, they've sent this cease and desist, so let's see if that actually happens.
What's happening with Graham Gobble? He claims the Farnham documentary
Yeah.
is a bit dramatic.
Yes, so the John Farnham documentary, which has come out now, which is fantastic. He does feature in it. He's singer-songwriter of the Little River Band. Glenn Wheatley, who was their manager, likened managing the Little River Band to managing World War II. So very dramatic, I guess, wording there. And Graham Goebel, who was part of this doco, said, I gave 50 minutes of interview, but it was taken that I didn't like working with John Farnham, when in actual fact I absolutely loved it. But I understand for a documentary you've decided to take the most dramatic of this rather than the nice things that I wanted to say. So he's come across as a bit of a villain in this, and he was in the premiere of it in Sydney and saw what, you know, everyone else saw as well, and he has said that look, I'm not totally happy with the way that I was portrayed.
He was portrayed in the actual doco.
Exactly.
But that's not the first time that sort of stuff has happened.
No.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you take part in things like that, be prepared that you may not be the same person.
Any little snippet, if it works with an angle, it's going to be used.
If it sells the doco, they'll do whatever needs to get people in.
It is a great doco, so very quickly, go and see it. If you are a fan of Aussie music, or John Farnham in general, just go and see it. It's
Correct.
great.
Now, what's Lizzo doing? Going into The Simpsons?
She is. So the season 34 finale of The Simpsons, Lizzo will be playing herself and her flute, which is called Sasha after Beyonce's Sasha Fierce, her alter ego. So they will be there. She has put on her Instagram that every icon has been on The Simpsons. Now I can add my name to the list. Thank you to the whole team for making this dream come true. So obviously, as you can see, she gets to perform the theme song with Lisa Simpson on the saxophone.
Imagine the money she's getting paid just on the side there.
Well, that's it. You know what I would like to see?
Yeah.
Her do a flute rendition of Do the Bartman.
And what I don't want to see is Donald Trump in The Simpsons. Can I just say that?
Yeah,
as well?
no more Trump.
Remember this.
Yes.
Closer to Free.
Yes.
Bodines.
The Bodine. So I
that
thought so this song came out in 1993 originally. It charted really well in Canada when it came out. However, it then got a re-release thanks to Party of Five in 1996. Went number 11 in Australia at the time, and then also went back to number 1 in Canada at the time as well. It was around the time when TV theme songs were massive.
Or the Friends one, if you remember.
Friends, so I'll Be There For You, the Rembrandt, so that came out in 91, then got re-released in 94.
Correct.
Mark Snow did the theme song for The X-Files and turned that into a dance hit.
Greatest American Hero.
Greatest
Believe
American.
it or
That was
not,
a little bit
I'm
older.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Oh, I
It
must have
was a
forgotten.
little bit older, but then even the Mission Impossible theme got released as well. So you were seeing if it was on a popular show. And whilst it wasn't a theme song, you had good Time of Your Life, Good Riddance, a Green Day,
that
the
was
Seinfeld
popular.
finale.
That was at every graduation as well.
It
after
was.
that.
I'm pretty sure it's
Beautiful.
still being used for every graduation.
Love it. Remember this, of course, the Bodines, Closer to Free. Play it on your
Yes.
Spotify. Get it on YouTube. You will love it. Now, they're telling us to wrap it up. Top 3.
Very, very quickly. Coming in, nothing's changed. Number 3, Die For You, The Weeknd.
All the same.
All the same. Nothing has moved.
This is Demelza's playlist.
Let's, not really, but
No?
this next song is Boy's a Liar, Pink Panthers.
You like
It's
this one, did
still
you?
my favourite song. I love it.
And I used to like the number 1, but I'm
And
getting sick of it now.
I was going to
Everyone's
say,
using
I
it.
feel like it's going down that running up that hill territory where it's
You
just
want
constantly.
to say to Miley, just do what you want to do and stop telling us about it.
Well, that's it. And also, wouldn't be surprised me if she's coming front runner now for Top Song of the Year.
Fantastic. Demelza, we'll catch you on the ABC. What day again?
Every Thursday at 5:40 p.m.
That is about music, pop culture and entertainment.
Yes.
Catch her on the ABC locally here in Perth. Stream it if you can. And, of course, Demelza Leonard, it's dlsocial.com as well.
It is, yes.
Fantastic. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
You certainly will.
That is it for the show today. Thank you to the crew. They're telling me to hurry it up. Past Sex are going to perform another original song. It's called Ghost Hug. We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful week, Australia. Bye-bye.
See the clock there on the wall. It's close to midnight. I'm alone. Seems exactly like before.
something's different. I know. Oh, can I try to change your mind? Oh, can I try to change